Welcome to Star Citizen and the Gentleman News. This week we're focusing on the medical gameplay, which will reach us with version 3.15. According to CIG, this will be the biggest step since the first planets of the persistent universe. As usual, we have analyzed all the information for you and put into context, whereby we can already reveal that the upcoming changes will really be extremely extensive, and Star Citizen will therefore change very significantly. We will start with this timer, which will show us in the future that we need help from a third party after we have taken a lot of damage. Depending on how big this damage was, the time in which we can still be rescued varies between 30 minutes and several hours. Because already with the first version of the medical gameplay, we experienced different effects on injuries and environmental influences. Head injuries have the effect that we suffer visual limitations, stagger and easily fall over. Thus, our orientation becomes more difficult and it becomes more unpredictable how our character reacts and how stable it remains. In the case of injuries against the torso, our endurance is severely affected, which is being out of breath faster, slowing down and significantly losing agility and maneuverability. This way, depending on the injuries, which can be light, medium or heavy, we can understand how our character behaves and, above all, what we can do about it. Because basically, the treatment differs in two areas: measures to suppress the symptoms and the ultimate cure. With broken arms, we no longer have the possibility to carry boxes or to keep our weapon permanently in the grip. Here we can only single-fire short shots before the weapon sinks down again. And of course, it's the same with our legs, where we either limp, walk slower or in case of broken legs can only crawl on the ground. And in all these situations, we will in the future have the possibility, with different and partly specialized medical remedies, to initially alleviate these symptoms and to improve them in the short term. Therefore, in the future, med pens will no longer have the effect of completely restoring us, but depending on the degree of injury, will only achieve limited improvements in our hit points. In addition, we receive 4 more medical substances, each with different effects. With adrenaline, we can give ourselves a short boost, with which we no longer feel negative effects. With the corticopan, we treat breathing problems, which increases our endurance for a short time. And the detox pan counteracts overdoses of medications and drugs, thus fighting symptoms of poisoning that appear when we have too many medications or other substances in our body. We already know the med pan, which however does not restore us completely, but is significantly weakened. And the opiopan is a strong painkiller, which temporarily relieves restrictions in our extremities, so that we can reliably aim again and ultimately continue to fight. However, these are only ways to relieve the symptoms in the short term, not to cure us. Because for this we need medical facilities that are level 3, for example the Cutlass Red, which is sufficient for minor and lighter injuries. Level 2 facilities, the 890 Jump, Carrick, as well as the medical facilities of the rest stops, which can also heal fractures and medium injuries. And finally the level 1 clinics, which we find on large cities, or with the appearance of specialized chips such as the Apollo or Endeavour, and can initially heal all injuries. And depending on the level of these medical facilities, we have the possibility to permanently repair the injuries should the facility be sufficient for this, which of course means no more symptoms. In addition, the medical gameplay with the 3.15 already has an impact on the spawn system. Because in the future we will only spawn in a medical facility, at least from level 2, so rest stops, a Carrick, the 890 Jump or even level 1 facilities in cities. For this we choose one of the landing zones, which defines our main residence. This will be used in the future to respawn at the nearest medical facility there, should we be unable to be rescued, or decided to respawn ourselves. So if our spawn-capable ship is destroyed, we automatically respawn to our chosen residence. However, there has been no information that the respawn number is already limited or that we have to deposit DNA material at the various respawn stations. Therefore, it can be assumed that this will only come with the next expansion stages of the medical gameplay and the expansion of the system. However, the medical gameplay will also offer new possibilities for hunting other players after the looting of other players was announced. Basically, upon a self-selected respawn or initiated by other players, we will lose and leave behind our worn gear that we carry with the upcoming loot and physical inventory system, which will allow other players to then pick up these items and add them to their own inventory. So we can assume that hunting other players will once again become much more interesting and attractive for some, which should probably also result in more PvP activities in the persistent universe. So it remains to be seen how the medical gameplay in the first version will fit into Star Citizen. We come to the roadmap roundup and the news around the active development. In advance, it was pointed out that the future development focus is currently directly on the Squadron 42 single-player expansion, which, as we had already reported, had already been apart from several months, which is why features that are necessary for this will be given priority for the time being. This will also be included in the persistent universe. However, this focus on Squadron 42 has a direct impact on the release view of the roadmap, whereby features can shift. Added features: Scoreboard UI improvements. Converts the scoreboard in Arena Commander and Star Marine to work with building blocks. The new interface will give players real-time access to position, name, rank, score, objectives, kills, death, assists and ping. So, at the same time, a prerequisite for Theaters of War. Pirate Swarm, Vandal Swarm improvements. A detailed rework of the waves in the Arena Commander modes, Pirate Swarm and Vandal Swarm, with the aim to make the game experience in these modes even more interesting and challenging. The following has already been confirmed for 3.15. Personal inventory, level 0 healing and NPC healing, support for physical and local inventory, the Knickknacks equipment app in Mobiglass, Doctor and Nurse AI behavior, QLive medical tool, the Greycat multi-tool healing attachment, and the mentioned scoreboard UI improvements. The following features have either been postponed to a later release or temporarily removed. The referred to 3.18, the enhancement of FPS radar and scanning. EVA level 2, the hacking mechanics, 0G push and pull. And temporarily removed to create a new schedule, cutting tier 2, weapon charge uncharged tier 0. Important core mechanics and fundamentals are still in place for 3.15 and subsequent releases in the release view as well as the roadmap. These include the iCache system for the personal inventory as well as the loot mechanics. For version 3.16, the missing hospitals in Area 18 and lore were all still in the works, as well as character abilities such as slides, an improvement to lying down, which includes weapon usage, and a general physical weapon system. And with these areas, we are already finding more necessary enhancements for Theaters of War and Squadron 42. Other important core mechanics and techniques like salvaging in the first expansion stage for ships is still planned for 3.16, as well as the Miscal C, shield emitters, as well as salvaging for the multi-tool. So all those areas that we need for salvaging mechanics, as well as the mechanics outside of the Stanton system. The shift of the development focus to Squadron 42 is, in our opinion, basically a positive thing, since the persistent universe will of course also benefit from these techniques and mechanics. At the same time, almost all gameplay aspects from the single-player expansion are directly related to the persistent universe, which is likely to have a rather positive effect. In our opinion, rather less positive is a small but unsightly change for subscriber items. Because currently there were again skins for ships for subscribers, this time the Avenger series, which are of course a matter of taste, and for players who do not have these ships in the hangar are not usable, but so far there was at least a possibility to pass them on. And exactly this possibility was currently removed, which makes it impossible to give away these skins, which you might not need yourself, to other players who might have been happy about it. I hope that this will change again, because we just don't see any added value in not being able to give away our own items. Apart from that, the skins are quite nice and can be purchased for about $5 for subscribers in the Pledge Store, where subscribers, depending on their level, get 1 or 2 of these skins automatically. The XenoThreat event is over and the rewards have shown up in our hangar, should you have unlocked one of the 3 different call levels at the Civilian Defense Force. And thanks to this compilation from Twitter user AC Vertigo, we can see that the rewards are really only marginally different from the free goodies pack from last year. Again, we hope that the CDF armor might get a visual makeover. And the Ship Showdown is also in full swing, with a free skin for each of the last 4 ships to enter the finals, should you have one of these ships in your hangar. So every day you can cast your vote for one of the 2 opponents. And for all members of the Royal Retirement Lounge, which you can join at any time, there is an additional competition in the Discord, where you can vote for the winners, for which we will raffle subscriber items for you. And by the way, for all ships in the showdown there is currently the possibility to buy them as upgrade or as standalone ships. The standalone versions have an extended insurance period of 2 years, upgrades only 6 months. So we have the possibility to buy one or the other upgrade for one of the otherwise limited ships. This year we have the MPUV Cargo, the Pisces, the Razor, the Saber, the Banu Defender, the Retaliator, the Caterpillar, the Reclaimer, the C2 Hercules, the 600i Explorer and the Carrack. Still available is the Warbond version of the Taurus, where you can save $30 off the standalone price. And for subscribers there is currently the Rock DS with an extended insurance to 1 year. I hope you enjoyed the video and leave me a like and maybe even a subscribe here. The Medical Gameplay will extend Star Citizen and makes it much more immersive. With the dangers and risks, we get a much more immersive gaming experience. What worries me, however, is that hunting players will be rewarded after we can then loot them and make a business out of it. We'll see how the Medical Gameplay comes into play and how we deal with it. It remains exciting anyway. But as always, I'm interested in your opinions on the subject. What do you think about the Medical Gameplay? Feel free to write me in the comments in the Discord or in the almost daily Twitch livestreams. And as always, the most important at the end, a big thank you to all Patreons, channel members and Twitch subscribers. Without you, this would not be possible in this form and you are a huge motivation. Thank you for your support, guys. You definitely rock! And of course, there will be extensive giveaways again this month. How you can participate and what to expect you can see in the following announcement trailer. I say goodbye until next time, see you soon, and as always, see you in the verse.